Welcome to Under the Skin on the Anatomy Podcast. First album that we are doing on the podcast with Jarek and Jai from Golgothan is going to be Leech. This was this your first release through Lacerated Enemy? Or
yes.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. So this is our first record that we are dissecting and digging under the skin of through Lacerated Enemy Records. This is Leech. Let's see. Pretty awesome album cover, I have to say. I did enjoy it, and I love that I mistake the giant mosquito for fucking Mothman, but you know, sometimes
that's understandable.
So I kind of want to start off how I usually start off the Under the Skin sessions by asking what is the back of the book summary for the entire record lyrically, if there is one.
At one point, Jarek, we came to a realization about like eating.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of gluttony.
Overindulgence.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just happened to be like that, though.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. Yeah.
And then it's very, like we were saying earlier, like it's all horror movie.
Yeah.
Like if you were to watch
each song, I always try to, like, with not just on Leech, but any song that we write, is try to tell a horror, like a horror movie tale, and it just never ends well. There's no happy ending usually, right? So
okay, so with that being said, that's the back of the book summary. Let's go ahead and, of course, dig into Leech track by track. First track being The Rack. Which rhymed pretty well. What do we got going on here, gentlemen?
So for The Rack, whenever I was a kid, my older sister and I, my mom would take my older sister and I to the mall, and we would play hide and seek, and we would hide in racks of clothes. So The Rack is a kid at The Rack, and actually this sums up Leech too, because The Rack is the intro to Leech, the song Leech. So they're both about the same thing. It's about a kid that's in the mall that goes play hide and seek in the rack of clothes, but when he opens up the rack of clothes to get in it, there's another little boy that's in there that's dead, and like gets him to, like, it's just constantly convincing him to come play with me, come in here, but it's just so that he has another dead friend to play with, because he's dead and lonely.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy start to the album there. I didn't expect that. And like it's funny too, because I think back on my childhood in which I would do that every now and then. I would hide.
You did? I don't know if that was just like a Louisiana thing or not, but yeah, we did that shit all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
The cops would get called every now and then on you'd always see the cops at the mall because the kid would get lost and then they'd pop out.
Yeah.
I was in the rack.
I actually did that a lot at Walmart, because we, at least at the malls back from where I'm from in AZ, Superstition, Fiesta Mall, AZ Mills, even Chandler Fashion Square, like I guess you have to be a smaller tyke of a kid to fit into those. So I know there were a couple occasions when I did that, and my parents were like, "Get out of there now!" And like we'd just be fucking around, and me and my siblings would go into there, and we would just I think actually we would go into our own individual ones, and we'd be like hee or whatever, and then eventually they're like, "Get the fuck out of there, dude, that's closed, people are gonna buy that eventually," and we're like, "Oh yay," and like as simple as that, we got out. But that's definitely a twisted little twist, I guess. That's terrible grammar, but little plot twist, there you go. But in that case, going into the Leech, or Leech, just Leech. You said that is continuing the story from The Rack of just a kid hiding in the rack and finding a dead kid. So where does the story where does the story continue in this song? Like what's going on specifically?
Well, so The Rack is kind of a mating ritual, if you will, of like, hey, come play in this rack. Like the intro of the rack is all like getting the kid to go, and then Leech is basically describing him going in, and that was it, and no one ever saw anything from the kid. And yeah, all of them in all of our songs in not happy. There's no
Pretty
happy
bad.
ending to any.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes metal needs that, and I'm sure.
But depending on the
metal-
viewpoint, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jared, because it might be happy in the kid's
Yeah,
eyes.
if
You know,
you're
he got what
with
he
the
wanted.
monster, yeah.
Yeah. I never even thought about it like that, man. That's a good way of thinking about it. You know what? We write positive songs. Go slash
All
matter.
happy endings.
We are a go-to band now. That's great. No, so in that case, this even the title kind of like, yeah, I'm like interested, but I'm also like, what's going to happen with this one? 3 teeth to eat you. What is this about? What is going on here, man?
3 Teeth to Eat You is basically the plot of
Wrong turn.
Wrong Turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of inbred hillbillies in the woods that like just prey on campers and eat them.
Oh.
And hills have eyes type of stuff. Yeah, like just mute. Just nothing
yeah.
left except for 3 teeth.
So three teeth being their hillbillies and inbreds and have like 3 teeth in their mouth, and it's 3 teeth to eat, like to boil and cook you and eat you.
Sick. And I mean, I was
it's a play on
what's up?
It's a play on at least the title was a play on like, what is it, Little Red Riding Hood?
Oh.
It's like the what pretty teeth you have, the teeth to eat you kind of thing. Like
right. Okay.
Like just the title of it is like a play on that.
Yeah, no, and I'm actually pretty surprised I guessed it that quick. I'm like, this is about hillbillies, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
that's great. So yeah, that, and you said like all of these except for maybe the Rack and Leech, which is one plot, like all of these are just kind of individual horror inspired plots, and like that's just like the whole thing we got going on.
Right.
Thing. Okay. So in that case, track 4, Parent Organism. The fuck is this about?
Parent Organism is there's these, and this part of it's true. There are these communities underneath the railroads in like New York of homeless people.
Oh,
where it's pitch black. I've watched a documentary on it. I forgot what it was called. But they built little shanty towns and everything in these like old underground railroads. And so that song is about all those homeless people in the complete pitch black fucking and having babies, and the babies come out and they've mutated to where they don't need to see because it's pitch black, and and they have like this slimy skin, and then they eventually rise to the top and take over, and like the whole reason they take over the people that are living normally, who have money, and it's kind of like the people who have money created their own killer, basically.
Right. And you said what's up?
Oh, they threw out the the vagrants to the you can't stay here with us, so they went down underground and fucked, and then created this thing that eventually came back up and killed them, kind of.
Right. So you said there was a documentary on this. Does this reflect things happening recently, or
no? This was at least 5 years ago whenever I watched the documentary.
Right.
I can't remember what it was called. Dark Days, maybe it was Dark Days. I don't remember. It was a documentary.
Cold Chamber album.
Oh, Cold Chamber. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look for that now because that definitely sounds like something that was taken off the internet pretty quickly. Just like, maybe don't have this on up on Netflix, like something
I
like
need
that.
to
I don't
look
know.
into it too to see, because I don't remember the name of it, and that wouldn't be the first time that I wrote a song based off of something that I like vividly remember watching a movie or a documentary about, and then come to
Right.
find out it like didn't exist. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty fucking sure this one existed, but I was pretty sure one existed about when was it cut
Right.
up, I think.
No, that's scary. That's terrifying to think about. Like deep underground New York, they're just like, "Ah, ah," and
Yeah.
basically unholy grave birth right there.
Yeah.
But let's see. That's such a plot. I have to look into that now. Gravy Train. Seems a little less serious. What do we got going on here?
Gravy Train is, well, the name came from the dog food Gravy Train, because it's like, dude, your dogs will fucking cum themselves if you get them Gravy Train. Also, Gravy Train is about a dog food company that isn't doing well with sales, and so they decide to go dig up dead bodies and throw those into the dog food, and then like sales goes off the chart, but then dogs crave human flesh, and then it like creates a whole army of rabid dogs that like destroy the world.
Oh, that's incredible, man. That's incredible. This is definitely like these are movie plots you guys should be pitching to major companies, bro.
That one actually we just did we started a bass playthrough for the other day.
Oh shit.
And it has my dog, if you can hear him snoring in the background. But we did one before with him, and it was like just perfect that we kind of continue, because like all our videos we want to be as theatrical, like be horror as we can, like that. Same thing with the costumes. We put them on to put on a show. If you're coming see us, like you're gonna get a listen to the album if you want to hear
performance.
Us. If you want to come see us, you're gonna see something. So yeah, funny. with the videos and stuff like that, we do try to because we both also do film stuff.
Oh shit.
And so we do things like that, like like this for Gravy Train. It'll be, I mean, we're not making dog food out of me or anything, but yeah, we do have like a dog, in it.
No,
I guess
that's sick. No, that's awesome. But yeah, by all means, like be like, hey, we came up with this idea. Warner Brothers, what do you think? Or A24, what do you think? Like
the problem always is that the ending is not like there's the 3-act structure for film, but the third act is always the resolve.
Yes.
It's never resolve. And like I'm convinced that I can't, like I'm a horrible writer when it comes to like a story. So like they all end horribly. Like nobody wants to watch a movie by the end. They're just like, fuck, man, that sucks. Like everything sucked about that. Well, I wish I wouldn't have watched it. That's the only issue with it. But yeah, I try to like, do what I can idea wise for making it like a B horror movie.
Yeah. No, exactly. So that was Gravy Train. Bottomless Pit. Next, what do we got going on here?
Bottomless Pit is a guy that's in bed and he's gotten so fat that he can no longer get out of bed to get more food. So he starts eating his own self.
Jesus Christ.
And then
oh, these are amazing. What the fuck? It's like it's the same. It feels like a very similar gig to bands like Bro Job. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, just a fat guy eating himself to death, or like eating himself after he's not able to get out of bed. Like these are definitely plots that, are cooked up in conversations. It feels. Like, how do you guys come up with this shit? Like, this is
Watching
amazing.
horror movies.
Yeah, for real. No, that's funny. It's pretty self-explanatory. Were there any movies or films or shows even that you saw that specifically inspired Bottomless Pit? Because I know there's a lot of reality TV.
Yeah, there's one thing in particular that I won't say. But secondly, it'd be like maybe 7. Was it 7 with like gluttony? Or no, fucking
Yeah, that's it.
no, not 7. It was the movie where he
Saw?
put everybody Saw.
Yeah, in the little razor wire.
Yes,
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
Oh geez. Yeah, I need to watch the Saw movies now. That's funny as shit. Let's see.
It's a quick clip at the first probably 2 minutes of the first movie.
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. Next track is Lard Is My Shepherd. Which I love this track because it's just such a fucking jab at religion. Just like Lord, nah, Lard, bro. Lard's more worth it than Lord. Like,
So Lard Is My Shepherd is the sequel of Bottomless Pit. So on Bottomless Pit, he's stuck in bed, so hungry but too fat to get out of bed, so he starts eating himself. By the end of Bottomless Pit, he's eaten enough of himself, which obviously this isn't scientifically accurate, but
No.
He's eaten enough of it himself to where he is now thin and can get out of bed and is actually very fast, but he has loose dangling skin from him eating himself, and he is craving human flesh because he ate himself. So Lard Is My Shepherd is him running out of his house basically and just chasing down people in the streets to eat him.
Okay. Oh my god. It's like it's like the deathcore version of Rob Zombie over here, bro. Like, this is fucking great. Next track being Winged Death.
Winged Death.
Winged Death, yeah.
Winged Death. Winged Death is basically the cover of the album. So the gigantic mosquitoes. Winged Death is the town that I grew up in, Arnaville, which has a population of like maybe 1,000 people. It might be more now.
Hopefully.
Might be more.
I don't know. But you know, like the mosquito. Well, actually, I don't know if you know this because have you had to deal with mosquitoes much?
Oh yeah, back in the West, for whatever reason, I'm like, why the fuck are there mosquitoes everywhere? Because there were. And like we were in a desert. So it's like, what? There's nothing here for them except us. Like, I guess that's their niche, but yeah, no.
Well, they thrive in wet environments, and they hatch their babies in water and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're like, there's nothing but water here, so like they're bad around here.
Especially after a hurricane, good luck walking outside, man. It's
immediately.
Really?
Immediately. It's like
it's terrible.
It's pretty crazy. But so there's mosquito trucks that will drive down the streets regularly around here and spray this fog into the air.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so it's supposed to deter mosquitoes from being in that area. It's mostly in the cities. I don't really do it in the small towns and stuff. But basically, is the government trying to eliminate the mosquitoes, and I think it's the female mosquitoes.
Yes,
the only one that bites is the female mosquito. Yeah. So it's trying to make like a hybrid mosquito through the fog, or the spraying out the chemicals and shit that will stop them from breeding.
Yes,
but
exactly.
It actually backfires, and they breed gigantic mosquitoes, and then that just destroys all of Arnaville. And there's probably going to be a part 2 of that. There will be a part 2 of that where it goes from Arnaville to like the world,
Louisiana. Yeah,
the rest of Louisiana. There'll be 3 parts, and then the world.
Basil's next.
Yeah.
God. That's great. And that's a funny thing too. Like, dude, back in AZ, there was little to no water. It is a fucking desert. So I'm like, why are they out here, bro?
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's ridiculous. Like, I definitely can't say that we get swarmed by them and just immediately when you go outside, just me. But like, it's still awful. And like, my dad would whine about it all the time when we were younger. He's like smacking himself. He's like, "Your mosquitoes are awful." Like, and that was just a part of our life. But like, it's
they
so
suck ass, man.
They suck ass and they don't do anything.
They suck ass.
They actually spread disease. Like, they should actually all be burned to death. But whatever.
They are the world's most deadly animal.
Really?
Yeah. Because
they beat sharks, bears, all that shit because of the disease
carrying. Yeah. That makes sense. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Meanwhile, I'm like, but a shark can take your whole fucking arm off. I think that's a pretty bad one, Chief. Like,
dude, fuck sharks.
I'm
horrified of sharks.
Oh, really? My dad is too. Not even kidding.
Jaws.
Since he saw the movie Jaws, man, the first night after he saw it, he took a bath and he thought a shark was going to come up and get him. Like, poor bastard, honestly. But no, like it's the reason we never got to go to the beach when I was younger. Because he's like, I'm not even
Steven Spielberg.
No, I'm kidding. Or like, I'm not even kidding. It was like, I'm like, yo, can we go to the beach? He's like, no, son, there are sharks out there. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like,
protecting my kids.
Yeah, I'm protecting my children. I'm like 12 years old at the time. I'm like, Dad, it's water. Like, and I had never seen Jaws at that point. He never showed me it.
He was saving you.
Yeah, he was saving me from the terror, the menace that is Jaws. And then they have Meg, the movie The Meg. I don't think he's seen that yet.
I really enjoyed that one, man. I did. I thought it was gonna be bad, but I enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it yet. I actually really want to see it soon because it looks just funny.
It's not like, if you don't take it serious and you just go into it like, oh, whatever. It's like, it's an entertaining movie.
Exactly.
And like, it's a gigantic shark. So, you know.
Yeah, it's a gigantic shark that could exist at the very bottom of the ocean, but I think it's gonna stay there. So we don't really have anything to worry about. Dad. I'm kidding. So second to last track off of this record, we have Christian Mingle Killer. What the fuck is going on here, man?
The title for that one is I feel like pretty spot on of what it is. It's a serial killer who is on Christian Mingle and he kills Christian women.
Oh, I love that.
And the lyrics are, if you read through the lyrics, they're actually written like a screenplay.
Fine.
To the best of my ability. I've never written a screenplay, so but yeah, okay. I tried to write it like a screenplay.
Right, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, and we got the Overlord. Which is the final track. What's going on here? I feel like there's a little bit more seriousness to this.
The Lichen Prophecy is the first song that Golgotha never had, which is about werewolves taking over. And the Overlord is the prequel to that. So it's about basically how the Lichen what's the word I'm looking for?
Came to be.
The Lichen swarm and overtaking the world came to be. Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah, fun. And with that being said, are you a fan of like Resident Evil or any of those types of movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
So along with my dad, let me watch horror movies whenever I was really young. He would let me watch him play Resident Evil Director's Cut and Resident Evil 2, and I would go to bed and just have nightmares just from watching him play that.
Go ahead. All right. So, continuing where you left off, you were saying the Overlord was about, it was the prequel to a previous track on a previous release, talking about werewolves taking over the world, inspired from the narrative continuity, Resident Evil, and other titles such as that. So, was there any other commentary that you had for the lyrical content of the Overlord?
Well, actually, I'm interested. I'm interested in knowing why you were asking if I was a fan of Resident Evil.
Because I am.
Well, I know, but like you brought it up whenever I was talking about werewolves taking over and everything. And then you were like, so I felt like there was a thought there that you had, and I was interested.
Well, I think I just realized this. I was confusing Resident Evil with the Underworld series.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Also a great movie.
Also a great movie, and also, yes, very much inspired by I think the Underworld series was the first time I heard the word lichen.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a great movie series.
Also, the Wolfman is fucking the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, okay.
The chef's kiss of a werewolf movie.
Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers.
Yeah, definitely got to add some more to my list. Like those all sound like pretty intriguing titles. But yeah, that will actually be wrapping up the Under the Skin session, and basically close to wrapping up the Anatomy podcast session tonight with Jarek and Jai from Golgothan releasing their record Leech through Lacerated Enemy Records pretty recently now. It still hasn't been that long since you guys have released this album. Has the feedback been pretty good?
Yeah, it's all been great so far. I mean, from the sites that post it, I mean, they've said pretty. I mean, you get a little bit of everything, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, pretty good.
Absolutely, that's awesome. With that being said, do you guys have anything that you want to plug or give a shout out to, whether homies in the scene, just telling people to listen to the record, all that fun stuff? Like, throw it at the audience by all means. Throw like a ragdoll body.
We have Twitch that we do every day during the week. Every member takes a day of the week. We'll play different games. We have one member who cooks. He's a chef in real life. So I say in real life, but outside of the band. Right. But he'll do like a little cooking tutorial thing once a week.
Right.
He's in Italy, so not for the next month. But yeah, we all take a day during the week. So we do that. We have vinyls coming out for the album, which should be in pretty soon. We got test presses in and they sound great. Besides that, yeah, Lacerated's great, and we're working on our next full length.
Sick. Yeah, awesome. And do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to throw in there, Jai?
No, I think Jerk pretty much got it. Jerk, yeah, I trust Jerk on these things. He handles all of our social media and everything.
That makes absolute sense. Yeah, I mean, after all, we have been the ones that have been communicating and getting this together, have we not?
Yes. Yeah.
That makes absolute sense.
Yes. So if you message us, hi.
Hi, hello. My name is Jarek.
It's me.
I am the beautiful face from Brazil.
Yeah. There you go. But by all means, gentlemen, I do appreciate the quite lengthy time that you gave me tonight, now being an hour and a half, basically. That's crazy. It's actually the longest session that we have done so far. But of course, we also implemented the Under the Skin portion of the podcast, which I think I'll be doing from now on, depending on the ratings. People, please provide a rating down below. Let me know, like, if you want me to continue doing that, because if so, then that means less editing. That means I can compact everything in one go. It'll be just easier all around. But by all means, gentlemen, at some point in the future, say closer to your next release, if you guys want to, I would be more than happy to have the rest of Golgothan on the podcast to tell their story as well. But until that point in the future, thank you guys for stopping by tonight, telling your story, offering your perspective, your opinions, digging under the skin of your newest record through Lacerated Enemy Records, Leech. And yeah, thank you guys, and be sure to enjoy your night.
All right, thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us,
man.
Of course.